Born from the ashes. 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 Born from the, born from the, born from the. Watch me
in the oh god, my throat. In the left side of the golden wall, as the first player for the Art of War, currently with 2 wins on the board, it's Ducks. And on the right side, as the Teal Terran, it's Rainforest. So, a little bit of explanation. Validity Team League is a best of 7 all-kill. That means 4 players from each team go on the roster. 2 Platinum level players, a Diamond 3 or a Diamond 2, and then a Diamond 1 level player. In the 4th slot. He can be lower than that. They can all be lower than that. Higher. And Ta is going to start out points on the board. He got a double walkover over Ris3n. Player 1 was walked over after 10. Walked over 10 minutes. And they deserve that. We totally... They were very gracious with giving us that way. So Ducks sent out an SCV scout. I don't know how much TVT I've seen on this map. Like, not very much. This is going to be really awkward for both players. Now, it's important for me to point out, this is, thanks to the walkovers, a gold player going up against Rainforest here. This is a Diamond 2 level player. But that gold player is about to get an SCV kill. Oh, is he though? It was close. He softened it up quite a bit. If he sends out his Reaper, he could get a delay on, but he didn't. It's too late now? Yeah, it's too late. Arsbar! So weird to see you outside of the SCV rush. How you doing, man? Dux is playing, like, super safe. I feel like in Terran vs. Terran, if you are going to make the play to delay the CC with your SCV, you might as well send out the Reaper. Might as well finish it off with the Reaper. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. We are in week 3 of the league. It's gonna be short, quick, fast, 5-week season for Season 7 of the Validity team. This league has not been afraid to mess around with the format. A little bit of a delay. SCVs. Difficult mechanic, believe it or not, raising and lowering those supply depots. Making sure your flow is going well, but not as important. Oh! Both players made a little bit mistake there. But yeah, so it's gonna be 5 weeks, the playoffs. We are on week 3. Ris3n has won weeks number 1 and 2. Both with 4-3 victories over their adversaries. Rainforest is going for stim timing. Medevacs are boosting out. Going to hit just a few seconds late. It's just gonna hit 12 seconds late. 15 seconds late. Okay, 20 seconds late. There's the drop in the mineral line. Dux has not reacted to this. Oh no, he didn't pull the workers. 20 SCVs went down. The CC gets shredded. Dux dropped a mule for some reason. It's unclear why. He's not sieging the tanks. Oh no, not like this. So, I think a little bit of a better defense of the main would have been to siege the tanks and then push the bio out to the edge of the range and bait Rainforest into it. But as it stands, I think Dux has lost just a little bit too much. He's trying to rebuild his CC. But at this point, there's quite an economic discrepancy. And Rainforest has forced a lift of the mining command. So, if Dux wants to mine from the CC and not be under threat on the low ground, he has to cancel the new CC that he's building. Or he could land it back here. Now, for those of you guys who are used to my more analytical and height casting, I don't do that for you. I do try to put some helpful information in for competitors on both teams so that they can take a look at the VOD and go, oh yeah, no, I can actually just learn from that better next pro as a StarCraft player. So, sorry if it's not what you're used to. Sorry if I'm pointing out some of the minutia that's going on, some of the more fundamental things. Totally understand if that cramps the style a little bit, but so Dux is in a little bit of a difficult position. Rainforest has his next wave of attack lined up. +1 is on the field for him. Dux is going to be behind in upgrades, and he needs to be setting up as much of a defense as he can if he wants to survive. Moving out onto the map is not the way to do that. These 8 Marines aren't going to do anything. I understand that feel, that need to counterattack, but you don't have stim, bruv. Rainforest cannot push up the... Well, it looks like he might be able to... No. He's going to bleed off all his Marines. That was actually really bad for Rainforest. But it's going to be enough. GG is called. Rainforest puts the first... In the top left corner of Nightshade, as the Teal Terran, it's Rainforest. And in the bottom right, as the Green Terran, it's Morty. Hey, Morty! I turned myself into a pickle, Morty! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought that upon you. Okay. Rainforest, in his first ever map for the Ris3n team, took the win. He took the W. And we have a series ready now. His opponent this time is going to be a Terran, an entire league above his predecessor. That's right, we moved gold to plat for those who study works of Sun Tzu and the Art of War. My mouse cracked over the pad. What a dumpster fire. By the way, if any of you Ris3n boys want to co-cast, hit me up in Discord DM. Happy to get you in the stream. Limit 3, okay? We're only allowed 3 observers, so first come, first serve. We're not doing the 7 cast again. We're not doing a Septicast. Jack Septicast? I don't know. I refuse. I refuse. Oh, Morty's Roadhog? I know Roadhog. He played in the Platinum Heroes tournament a couple times ago. I know who Morty is. So, Morty, when compared to his teammate, has a little bit of a stronger opening. So I mentioned, you know, previous player did not send his Reaper across. This is a much more solid attack. Morty has a plan, he's executing it, and that plan is going to be, it looks like 4 Reapers. That's a little bit unusual. Usually it's like 3 Reapers and a Hellion or something, which sounds like a sitcom. Wait, was I incorrect about that? No. Here comes the next Reaper. Yeah, he's just pumping out these Reapers. However, Rainforest was able to successfully defend. He has 2 kills on his own Reaper, and his CC did make it up in time. But this is, like... Okay, he better not make another Reaper. There's too many Reapers. So 3 Reapers and a Hellion is a good early game aggression for a Terran player of any caliber. So, if you're a young Platinum Terran, think about doing this opening. This is going to be really solid. He has a second Hellion behind this. It's not joining the attack for some reason. I think it missed the box click. Look how much damage this has done. 2, 3... SCVs go down. Rainforest will clean up the attack. But that was a nice little bit of damage. This one Hellion is still sitting back here. There's actually no strategic. That Hellion would have strengthened the attack. Rainforest would have lost another 3 SCVs. I guarantee it. And these Marines would be even more injured if Morty still chose to sacrifice his units. So he's going for a Liberator attack next. Usually when you do this, I mean, you can just do it on its own, but you want to have a unit poking in the front. Maybe Morty's going to do that with his remaining Hellion. Something cool happened. One of the SCVs dodged the Liberator shot by going into the refinery at exactly the correct time. Rainforest is going to boost his medevac to take out the Liberator. Morty has not unsieged in time. He will lose the Lib. But 5 SCVs went down for our Teal Terran. Now, let's take a look at what's been going on Rainforest's side. So, Rainforest has been investing in tech. He's gotten out Stim. +1 is about to finish, and he is preparing for a push that will hit as +1 is going to, finish up, basically. So you can see the progress bar moving farther and farther and farther. I think Rainforest is going to hit like a second or 2 early, maybe. But it's better to be early than late sometimes. Oh no! He dropped in the tank fire. Uh-oh. Okay, he's going to drop on the tank. So tanks can shoot outside of a certain radius, but they can't shoot units right next to them. So that was a nice move by Rainforest. That was also a nice move by Morty to unsiege the tank. He realized what his opponent was doing. But sadly, I just don't think that Morty has enough Rainforest is going to stim down the ramp. GG is called, and Rainforest evens up the score for you. I admit that. In the bottom left corner. As the blue Zerg, it's Digits. And in the top right corner, as the teal Terran, it's Rainforest. Alright, so... it looks like Digits is going to be going for a hatch first, but, just a comment. So, me and, quite a few other StarCraft creators, we have this unique thing where we have to switch scenes a lot. There's actually 3 different... The way StarCraft deals with, like, loading is, like... There's the menu client, and then there's the loading screen client, and then there's the game client. And they're all separate, like, applications. I know, if you're a computer science person, I know I'm wrong. I know this isn't exactly what's happening. But basically, OBS hooks each of them separately. And OBS changed the way they did things in the back end. So, me and a couple other creators who have certain system setups are just having OBS not even crash, but disconnect at random times and just take forever to hook into game for no reason. Our hardware didn't change, our computers weren't damaged, but OBS released a series of patches that have, like, changed something in the back end. And when you transition from scene to scene, it just destroys OBS for some reason. It just disconnects. It's not your internet, it's not anything. It doesn't affect the game. It's just the program. And I swear, it's gonna drive me into a cycle. Like, it's so bad. Tech issues are the most infuriating thing to me, because you just have no control sometimes. Like, yeah, you just have to wait for the dev to patch it, and in the meantime, you have no control over your life. You gotta go eat some bread. Like, I can control this. I can control this at least. But enough about my problems. Let's talk about the game. Rainforest is not going for Hellion aggression. He has dropped a tech lab on his factory. He has not expanded. What is going on? What is actually happening here? Digits is not showing any signs of aggression. At all. Like, he's just being the calmest Zerg. He's the calmest Zerg boy right now. He took a 3rd hatch at a reasonable time. I'd take it a little bit earlier, like maybe 20 seconds earlier, but, you know, this is still respectable. Can still be done. Oh! The plan begins to show itself. It's a fusion core. He swaps the starport onto the tech lab, and he's going to produce a battle cruiser. Now, I do have a little bit of, like, criticism. So, I think you can still get your 2nd CC and still get out a battle cruiser. Fine, because look. Okay, well, I guess I don't think this hits early enough to make it worth it to delay your 2nd CC. I don't know. I main Zerg, but I don't believe it does. Oh well. So, what has Digits scouted? Did poke up the ramp with some lings. He just sees a factory with a tech lab. That tells you not too terribly much. He saw that there was no 2nd CC. He does have a lair up. He is getting spores. However, he has kind of a low queen count. He only has 3 queens on the map, and he could have more. He really could. This first BC is finished. Yamato cannon is halfway done. And when it blinks across the map, there's actually not enough to defend this. Jits is going to have to unite his queens and hunt down the BC, and it still might not be enough if he doesn't close in on it before Yamato finishes. Okay, Digits goes up to 3 spores at each base. But this angle actually isn't defended. Wow, Rainforest found the one angle that he could engage into totally safely. Can get the queen killed, but 2 spores are going to finish off, starting heal with his battle cruiser. He drops a mule to repair! He drops 2 mules to repair! Bullet burner go. Brr. This breaks my Zerg heart. I know I'm supposed to be cheering for Rainforest here, but oh, disgusting. Okay, alright. You know what? You know what, Rainforest? Serves you right for making a battle cruiser. Freaking not even a move unit. It's a move command unit. You move command it and it shoots. Feels bad. Oh, deleted. Okay, so what can we do to add to the conversation? Memes aside, Rainforest is playing this out pretty well. He didn't need to lose his first battle cruiser, if I had one major criticism. Digits needs more queens. He needs better scouting. I guess he did kind of preempt this, but he could have had a lot more queens on the map. Just kept constantly producing them. He really... And... you know, usually when you're dealing with this battle cruiser aggression, the Terran is also running Hellions in, using some kind of other attack method to pull you out of position. But I think Rainforest just has too many BCs, and Digits wasn't able to rally a defense fast enough. He should lose this 3rd base. But yeah, Digits has the right idea. It's just a little bit too late to be super effective. He's taken a massive amount of damage. 24 kills on this BC. 25. Wait, no, he hit the egg, not the queen. He clicked in the wrong place. I like the idea behind Rainforest dropping mules to repair. However, this is really expensive. This is crazy expensive to do. If you're gonna do this, you might as well just pull SCVs to the front, because those mules can be mining so many minerals. Oh no, it's not repairing either. Digits finally has a Spire up, and it's finally a little bit stabilized. 4 Corruptors are coming out, but... Oh no, 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 don't lose the battle cruiser. Oh, the queens attacked the mule! The queens attacked the mule and the BC blinked out. Not like this. Yeah, but with Yamato Cannon, what you need to remember is... Oh my god, he's triple pumping battle cruisers on 2 base. This is obscene. You can't even actually do that. You can't maintain battle cruiser production on this. But with Yamato Cannon, 1 unit is going to be deleted with every shot. So, you need, like, 3 times as many Corruptors as the battle cruiser count that you're engaging. Rainforest is playing it smart here. He's Yamato Cannoning the queens, so they can't drop transfuse. This one queen with no health can transfuse the Corruptors, but she's heavily... Oh, she's gonna transfuse the hatch. Yeah, Rainforest should have finished off that queen. No, he didn't get the hatch. But he has 2 more BCs he can blink forward if he wanted to. Digits is trying a Ling run by, but now there's Hellbats at the wall. Siege tanks taking pot shots from the high grounds. That was gratuitous overkill on that third hatch. I think a little bit of a waste. It's not going to matter too much in the long run. But that was like one shot away from death. He could have just flown the battlecruiser slightly forward and flown it slightly back. And the same effect would have been had, but he finished it off in style with double Yamato cannon. Digits, unfortunately, is going to lose a lot as he engages these Hellbats. The Mito will eventually clean up, but not before Digits loses a dozen workers and a ton of lanes. But yeah, again, constructive criticism of Digits. I think a higher queen count at the start of the game, no matter what the Terran, could help out a lot. I think having a game plan to deal with this could help. By that I mean, you know, are you going to go Roaches? Are you going to go Banelings? Or what? These Hellbats should have been hitting a lot earlier to help with the battlecruiser. This is not very standard for Terran. Okay, that's 1 BC now. And that puts you in a better position toward the mid-game. Also, scouting. Make sure you scout around the 3-minute mark with your Overlord. Digits never scouted the main of the Terran. And had he done so, he could have been prepared a lot earlier. GG is called in Rainforest. In the bottom right corner of Simulacrum, as the Blue Zerg, Ash Marsbar for the Art of War. In the top left, as the Teal Terran, it's Rainforest. If Rainforest pulls off the win here, he will have all killed the Art of War and taken the win 4-0 for Ris3n, and pretty much secured their run in the playoffs. But actually not 4-0, 4-2, because we got the walkover. Okay, so maybe not so secure in the playoffs. We'd have to win one more match, or at least keep our map score up. But definitely a good showing. Again, Marsbar is a Diamond 1 caliber player. Rainforest isn't going to be able to just spam battlecruisers against him. It's match point, do or die for the students of Sun Tzu. Marsbar open hatch first. Seeing a Reaper expand from Rainforest. Beowulf, the score is Ris3n 3, Art of War 2. This is a heavy delay on the third of the Zerg. Marsbar is floating 3 rolls. He got link speed. He needs to pump out another to do that. So a little bit of damage caused by Rainforest. Nothing Marsbar can't recover from. Reinforce is going for a stim timing. Marsbar has fully scouted out everything. Knows exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be 16 Marine drop. Now, the purpose of this drop is not to kill the Zerg. It's to move out and push the creep back. Rainforest has skipped the Hellion pressure. He went straight from Reaper into the 16 Marine play. Stim about 80% done, so it's going to be a 15 Marine drop. Excuse me. Stim's about to finish. Our medevacs are loaded up. They are ready to pounce. There actually isn't any creep spread to speak of. I don't know why he dropped 2 Marines there. I think that might have been an accident. Okay, we're gonna see a stim up the ramp. There's plenty of transfuse on these queens. I like that Marsbar pulled all his queens to fight. One medevac's already gone down. The second medevac goes down as well, stranding the Marines. The Marines are going to trade out as best they can against the Lings, but all in all, that was good trades from Marsbar. Took out 2 medevacs and their cargo of Marine. Hydroden started up for Marsbar. Baneling Nest is finishing shortly. Rainforest has loaded up the Vax, but it's just kind of sitting here. Is he gonna go for the Duke drop or not? Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. There's the Doom drop in the main. Lings do get a wraparound on one tank falls instantly. All the Banelings go down, though. There's nothing to shield for the Hydra. One of the tanks is unsieged. I think it needs to... I think this would be far more effective if it's sieged up. Okay, it is going to siege up. Rainforest is sieging down the mineral line of the Zerg fort. Half the Marines split off to pick off the reinforcing Lings, and eventually, hopefully, these drones. Oh no, those Banelings do connect though, and the tanks are now abandoned. Rainforest will get cleaned up here. All the tanks go down, all the Marines die. But most of the medevacs make it out. 13 drones have fallen for the Zerg. He's still ahead in economy though. Raindrop hasn't even started a third CC, so he's kind of all in here. As impressive as the damage got done was, he still needs to do more. Oh no, the Hydralisks intercept the medevac to some valuable cargo! 20% Raid Force Army's gone. Not like this. Alright, 3 of the medevacs make it to the natural, but Banelings are already here to connect. And Rainforest gets cleaned up. There's no real transitioning out of this. Marsbar, a 4-base Zerg. He's up 17 workers. And the big issue is going to be that Rainforest has been mealing these mineral patches the whole time. He doesn't have a lot of resources left. Natural's going to start mining out soon next. And he has a ticking clock. There's so many queens on the map for Marsbar. Marsbar sets up a beautiful double-sided flank. Cleans up Rainforest again. And, you know, it looked like Rainforest did damage there, but unfortunately he just didn't. Relative to how far behind he's playing. He has armor hitting the field, but armor for what units? Like these 10 Marines? That's not going to be enough. In the meantime, more and more and more minerals are being... patches are being removed from the field. All those Marines just died to 4 Banelings. Rainforest is going to set up a last-ditch defense, but even this small an army from the Zerg is going to be enough to clean out. Marsbar knows it. He smells blood in the water. There's no tanks left. They all got caught out in the open. One is produced as I say that, of course, because of the caster curse, but... okay, I mean, there were a lot of supply depots Marsbar could have focused on, but he focused on the high-health engine. Okay, so he's just gonna have to wait for these Banelings. That's his penance. The game's gonna go on for 30 more seconds. Why have you done this? Why have you overextended, Zerg? I like the hot pickup on the tank. GG is called. Rainforest finally fall in the top right corner. Oh god, every time, I swear to god, this map's been in the pool for months now. Okay, in the top of Purity and Industry, it's our blue Zerg, Marsbar. And in the right side, I almost did it, on the right side of Purity and Industry, playing for Risen from the Ashes. It's been way too long. He's finally returned. It's Bizarro. From the depths of the Risen Diamond Internal League. Oh my god. I'm so happy to see Bizarro back. The last time we got to see Bizarro, he was pulling out the Blink Stalker memes versus ex-girlfriend in RDIL Season 4, I think it was. I forget what the last season numbered, but... And Revolt was ready to ban them from the clan because Bizarro was just spamming Widow Mines. And this was, I think this was before, this was back when they still had Permacloak. But ex-girlfriend was spamming Widow Mines, and Marsbar, and Bizarro refused to make anything but Blink Stalkers. And it was a painful best of 5. It wasn't planned either. They were that stuck. Like, they literally tunnel visioned into doing that. But, Mars Bar took us to match point. He defeated the unstoppable force of nature that was Rainforest. Rainforest had a really good run, taking down 3 out of the 4 members of Ta's team. Bizarro has the worst win rate overall against Zerg, but he's been killing it this season ever since he returned, with close to 60% win rate for Zerg as his best matchup. There is 200 MMR in favor of Bizarro on this account for Mars Bar. Mars Bar, of course, does have EU. It's a little higher, a little bit of a higher sample size games. So, as I was saying about Bizarro, he has this very unconventional style of play. I don't know if he's still about the Blink Soccer memes, as this is the first time I've seen him play since he came back. I know a bunch of our teammates were... No, you know what? That's a lie. I definitely played a couple practice games with him, but I just killed him so fast. Oh god, that sounds terrible. Look, I didn't mean it that way. Look, I beat him in the early game. Let's put it that way, okay? We didn't make it to the mid game, in any conceivable way. Like, we did make it to the mid game, but I had already crippled his economy, so he couldn't really show his stuff. So I don't know what style he's really playing against Zerg nowadays. It's like he's gonna do a Stargate opener, okay? Respect. Void Ray! Yeah, so this is what I meant by unconventional. He's gonna open Void Ray first. Nice, I guess. I mean, it's gonna get an Overlord kill for sure, but it's already scouted the Stargate. The way VTL works is the losing team gets the map pick, so player that's new to the field gets to choose the field of battle. And Purity and Industry actually was the first slated map this week, but given the walkovers, it wasn't played. Mars Bar is going into Roach Warren. I mean, hey, that Void Ray is going to be good against Roaches, you know what I'm saying? But Bizarro is throwing down a Forge. He's... Well, double Forge. He's definitely going to get a third. He's super, ultra, mega going to get a third. He's going to play it safe, escort the probe out with an honor guard of Adepts. That's right. 3 Adepts is an honor guard. One as Chrono Boost dropped on it. You know, despite having this Void Ray, there sure are a lot of Overlords floating around his base. He's like, oh hey there! Didn't see ya there, don't you know? Well, goodbye, Mr. Overlord. I totally mixed my accent. I don't even know what happened there. Templar Archives on the way for Bizarro, so he's going to be going into Archon drop, probably. I haven't been commenting too much on Mars Bar. It's gone up to 55 workers. I think if you're going up to 55 workers, this is too many roaches. I guess he wanted to be safe against an all-in, but the all-in never happens, and he saw Bizarro take a third. So that could have been earlier drones. He hurt himself a little bit in economy. He's going up to 60 workers and dropping a fourth now, so it looks like he wants to take it to late game. As opposed to all-inning in the third, which I think might have been the stronger option, given that he made all these roaches. Just spamming out more roaches, morphing Ravagers, getting out some speed. trying to crack the third of Bizarro. But he's also going Hydra. So I think this Void Ray is already gotten damage done. Like, that's the only thing Bizarro made out of the Stargate. So other than picking off Overlords, it's forcing Marsbar to mix Hydra in with... And this Roach Hydra style has, I mean, some pros still do it, but it's really fallen out of favor in exchange for that Roach Ravager heavy style, Roach Ravager Ling Bane. If you're going to make Hydra, usually you go Hydra Ling and hit a timing attack on the Protoss third, or you go Hydra Ling Bane into the late game and just keep crashing into the Protoss, trading out those Banes, trading out those Lings, and getting as much damage as you can with the Hydra before pulling it back, saving them and increasing their... Now, the alternative, of course, is going into Lurker. Roach Hydra isn't very good, but Roach Lurker is perhaps the... That Adept definitely skipped over the doodad. Like, he walked here, and then he hopped up, and then he hopped down real quick. That was weird. Okay. Roach Hydra Ling Bane. Okay. I feel like Bizarro's army crushes this. I'm just gonna be real. This isn't bias. This is just straight up calls. He's coming in from multiple angles as well. This Zerg line is going to collapse from the south upwards. The Banelings can't go into that much splash. And Marsbar is going to have to go back home with his tail between his legs. Bizarro is on 69 workers. Nice. Marsbar sitting at 65. There's just a probe in the wall here. If Marsbar wants to crack... Ah, it's not even blocking! This is going to be decent damage done from these Zerglings. Zealots will lose this fight eventually, but that's not the main story. The main story is this fight that's going down at the natural. This Immortal can absorb infinite Banelings. In fact, they will, but these Hydra... Hydra, kill the Immortals! They were so squishy! They were in the front! This Immortal has 1 health! One more Hydra shot! Oh. So, I mean... That was anticlimactic for the Zerg. Missed opportunities. Like, if you're gonna waste that many... I guess it was a waste, but it didn't have to be a waste, because now these guys are gonna have their shells off cooldown. They're gonna be able to absorb a lot more damage, and of course their shields are recharged. And that's gonna make Bizarro a little bit harder to kill in this fight. It's gonna recall some probes to the 4th. And our Protoss is so far ahead in economy at this point. This is just pure Hydra Bane. If only Bizarro had Storm. Like, why doesn't he have Storm? If he has Storm, this all dies. You just go... Psh, 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 and then they move, and you launch 2 more Storms, and Marsbar loses the game. But, Bizarro's going into Blink instead. Classic Bizarro. He has enough splash damage here. Marsbar is gonna lose his whole army. Oh no, my little Zerg heart. And that's really these +2 weapons paying off for Bizarro. So Marsbar, I think, is just splitting down too many paths. You look, he's getting melee and ranged. You only really need 1 upgrade versus Protoss. I mean, yeah, there are situations where you can do both, but not on a limited economy. Not on 3.5 bases. And if you want to go this Baneling style, you need lurkers mixed. Like, you need lings. You need things to tie the Protoss down. And Marsbar just doesn't have that. Bizarro, maxed out. He has a bank behind this. Marsbar is going to make it through this probe. Is going to make it through the cannon. I hope he doesn't try to... He should target this pylon, and that'll take out the cannon and the shield battery. No, he's going to go around. That's fine, too. Will he get the connection? 6 probes. Bizarro evac the third. I think that was a wise decision. Marsbar loses the fight between the main armies. He's less than half the army supply of the Protoss. Bizarro has 1,500 in the bank. The fourth gets killed again. Bizarro moves into the third. There are only 4 Broodlords on the field for Marsbar. This isn't enough. Final Hydras get shot down. The Broodlord's surrounded and gunned out of the sky. GG is called as Bizarro takes the win for Ris3n. Ris3n is undefeated 3 weeks in a row here in VTL Season 7.